Hello, everyone. My name is Ian Moti, and I'm a fourth-year medical student at FSU College of Medicine, and I'm very excited to share my submission for the ACP Florida Chapter poster competition. The title of my project is The State-Level Impact of Syringe Exchange Program Laws on Disease Transmission. For the remainder of this presentation, I will be referring to a syringe exchange program as SEP. This project was conducted under the guidance of Dr. Leslie Beich, and further statistical analysis was provided by Dr. Henry Coretta. SEPs are a harm reduction measure to prevent viral disease transmission from injection drug use. They function by exchanging used needles and syringes for sterile ones, and many programs offer additional services. Despite being advocated by the World Health Organization and the CDC, there were still 15 states in 2017 where SEPs are illegal and non-functioning. In 2020, there are still 8 states without a single program. With that in mind, our goal for this project was to investigate the relationship between the laws that enact syringe exchange programs and disease transmission of hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV. The first component of the project is understanding the legal status a state can have with respect to SEP laws, and this was best accomplished by this map shown here, published by the American Foundation for AIDS Research. The map illustrates states in 3 colors, where red represents states where SEPs are illegal, dark blue represents states where SEPs are legalized statewide, and light blue represents states where SEPs are locally permitted through municipal codes or syringes, needles are considered decriminalized. With this as a reference, we reviewed statute data and recorded their legal status using the AMFAR map as a template for our categories, where 0 is red, 1 is light blue, and 2 is dark blue. The example we use of Washington better illustrates the legislative journey and the years involved that a state can go from a 0 to a 2. With respect to infectious disease data, all data was gathered through the CDC's online databases. For HIV, we used the Atlas Plus platform available on the CDC's website, which allowed access to data specific to transmission via injection drug use. When actually conducting the study, we placed all the data in analysis tables for each of the diseases studied. We then used longitudinal cross-sectional analysis, controlling for other factors that may influence transmission, to determine the effect of SEP laws on disease rates. By doing this, we ensure that all states within a category were treated the same despite their population density. These are the results we received, and I will review each disease individually. However, there are a couple aspects of this large table that I will explain now. State years is a metric placeholder for the number of states in a specific category multiplied by the number of years observed for each state within that category. This explains why hepatitis B has greater state year value than, say, HIV. Another thing to note is that I will refer to illegal category as the baseline measurement, since this contains the mean transmission rate when there were no SEPs or SEP laws influencing that value. Looking first at hepatitis B, there is a baseline transmission rate of 120 per 100,000 residents, and that transmission rate significantly decreases to 23.04 per 100,000 residents. We can also see a significant decrease in category 1. Looking now at hepatitis C, there is a baseline transmission rate of 12.18, and we see in category 2 there's a significant decrease to 7.54. In category 1, we also see a modest decrease to 11.13. With the HIV data specifically transmitted by those who use injection drugs, the baseline transmission rate is actually lower than the category 2 rate. This is a measure that we would want to see a positive effect, but we actually see a paradoxical increase. However, for category 1, there is a decrease from baseline. To conclude, there is a strong relationship that needle exchange at a population health level may impact disease transmission. Limitations in this study mainly include the inabilities to demonstrate causation and foregoing the inclusion of other factors of SEPs, such as the number of SEPs within a state. We recognize that further research is needed, but we also realize that this is the first study of its kind, and we hope that it helps contribute to ongoing efforts to expand SEPs throughout the state and the country. Of note, in June of 2019, Governor Ron DeSantis approved the bipartisan supported legislation, which now allows for counties in Florida to enact their own syringe exchange programs. I'd of course like to acknowledge Dr. Beich and Dr. Coretta for their assistance with conducting this project, and Dr. Todd for his assistance in deciding on doing this topic. And these are the references that I used for this project. Thank you again for your consideration and the opportunity to present at this wonderful poster competition.